I have another affordable watch review from Temu. This particular watch cost about $22. As you can see, I purchased this with my own money. They did not send me this thing. I just really like watches, and I like finding affordable watches. And honestly, some of these Temu watches aren't that bad for the money that you're spending. They're very reasonable. So this is a Ciloa. Nothing else on the box, designed from Paris. Of course, we know that that's ostensibly not true. Let's go ahead and open it up. Get an instruction manual. You can pause to read if you want. It just tells you how to work the chrono function on this particular watch. But you can see some of the other designs of this watch that are available. Now this really is similar to a micro brand called Brew. That's really what these are, at least to me, looking like they're kind of homaging here. We'll go ahead and pull the watch itself out and see what we get for 20 bucks. Of course, we got the saran wrap all over it, and we have a small flathead screwdriver. Gonna need that in a minute because I want to pop the cover off and see what kind of movement is in this thing. I do like these particular bands, bracelets, and I like how adjustable these are. You don't really have to mess with any pins or anything like that in order to adjust them. But as typical with watches from overseas, they just love to cover these saran wrap. You know, it is making that journey across the Pacific Ocean. And first impression, the finishing for a $20 watch is not bad. You can kind of see where some of the quality is on the lower end, but honestly, it's a little bit better than I would expect for $20. And what we're left with is a watch that's very decent quality for $20. See the back here, it's got the company name, Ciloa. Now, one thing I do want to mention, a lot of these Temu watches, whether you get this on Amazon or not even necessarily products, but watches especially, they'll have all these different random names on here, but they'll be probably made from the same factories. So sometimes you can get the same watch for really cheap, but then other sellers will sell it under a different brand name for a lot more money. Something to keep in mind. So as I'm playing with this thing and setting it, it's currently 7:42. You'll see you have a 24-hour marker right here. This is your seconds counter for the chrono feature. And then you have up here a 60-minute timer. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this, and you can see how that 24-hour arm right there moves. Today's the 31st. 7:43. Overall, I really like the dial. I think it looks really cool. This space here is honestly kind of blank. It would have been nice if they added even some sort of logo there. We have the pusher here for the chrono feature. We have the reset pusher. Then of course your time setting crown here. So press that, you can see the seconds start counting. Stop it. And of course your big second hand keeps going. So then reset, sends it back, and the directions will tell you how to set these generally, but we do have to realign. So how you basically set the minute hand, you saw it was a little bit past the 60 mark. You just have this out to the second position, then hold down the black pusher, and it's just a waiting game. Almost there. I do, of course, need to adjust it to my wrist. So we'll do that right now. Let's see, I've got about a finger right here. All right, so adjusting this thing, they don't tell you in the instructions how to do it, but I kind of just figured it out. You'll see on this clasp here, we've got a really small arrow. So basically all you do is you use a provided flathead. Get it in just like that, lift up, and then adjust it as you need to. Press back down, and that's it. One other thing I wanted to point out with the bracelet is it does match the price, $22 roughly, but you can see all the links are all pressed and folded. So it's got that style of bracelet. Not horrible, but there is no adjustment or removing the links on these, at least not easily. So all of your adjustment is here with this clasp. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear this thing for a few days, and I'll clip back in after I've worn it. A couple days of wearing this thing, some of my honest thoughts. First off, let me preface this by saying that I'm well aware that this is a $20 watch. It's made at that price point. You're not gonna get much out of it for that amount of money. But what you do get out of it is really not all that bad. As shown earlier in the video, the build quality for $22 is actually halfway decent. Now, so honestly, this watch isn't horrible. Now, one thing I did notice, again, it matches up with the price point here, but you'll notice that the seconds hand does not perfectly match up with the markers on the dial. Now, some of them will. Those are more or less in line, but as it starts coming around, you'll see that it's not in line. There you go. So it's not the fact that the second hand was put on incorrectly or not aligned properly. It's just the whole dial is just not in line. But that's really to be expected on a watch this cheap. It's not necessarily a bad thing as long as you're aware of what you're getting yourself into. And honestly, for $22, it's not that big of a deal. But I like to, when I do videos like this, inform everybody. Positives, the negatives, no matter what the price point is. Some people get really upset that, you know, you're looking at something this closely that's this cheap, but most people I've found appreciate that, so they can make their own informed decisions. These watches do have their place, and they are definitely collectible. One type of person that I could really see benefiting from these cheap Temu no-name watches are new collectors or people who are just getting into watches. There's really nothing wrong with picking one of these up as part of a starter collection. It'll keep good time. Most intrinsic thing you'll ever have to do with it is maybe replace a battery if you hold on to it that long. I don't see anything really breaking on it, and if it does, just like I said earlier, just go out and buy another one. We're gonna have a look at the movement, and on this particular watch, you have the open slot back here. So we're just gonna get under that as best we can. Try not to scratch anything, but that might not be possible. There we go. Specifically a PE90 movement. This is a Chinese sourced movement, but this is definitely a cheap movement. It may last a while, it may not, who knows, but like I said, for the price that you're getting one of these for, you can't really expect a whole lot. There we go. Now, who is this watch for? I would say that it's for somebody younger who's probably just getting into watches, or even somebody older that's just starting out a collection. Maybe they want to try a different style and see if it works out on their wrist, or you know, something like that. For the amount of money you're spending here, it's not a lot to ask for, especially when there's much nicer examples that if you wanted to spend a little bit of money on, like Brew makes some really nice watches that use the same kind of form factor. And there's many other brands out there, micro brands included, that use the square form factor as well. But definitely this is for somebody who wants to try out a different style that they don't normally would otherwise buy. For me personally, this is my only square type watch that I've ever bought that's an analog watch. It allows me to try it out and say, hey, maybe I want that Brew later on. Those are definitely some nice watches that they make. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. I've got more watch reviews coming in the pipeline.